Let us continue with our discussion of the poem Do Something Brother by Adiga. The poet asks the man to cut the forest and reduce the trees to the stump and then cut them straight to make buntings for decoration. He has all the implements like the axe, the sickle, the saw, and the knife. He has the strength to destroy the whole with the sweeping movement of his hand. The poet exhorts men to bring about disaster by his harsh and destructive action. The poet further says that there may be impediments in his way, like winter mists, walls of fog which divide the space, the two-way road, and the mountain peaks that raise their heads. There may be hidden dangers from sirens hidden in trees, which may plunge him into worries and pull him into dilemmas where he has to choose between two courses of action. However, he is not discouraged by all these impediments. After all, he is a simple man. He has practical wisdom about ordinary life. This is his strong point. He has to do all this destruction in spite of impediments. The poet exhorts man to act like a man since he has manly strength. He has to eat whatever is conveniently available to him, crush whatever he touches, and cut off the veins that obstruct his way. The poet urges us to exploit Mother Earth to the maximum. Although she is exhausted, yet she still has flesh on her bone and marrow inside her bone. He has to extract as much as possible from the Mother Earth to satisfy his hunger. After all, he is a man and he should act like a man. Man's selfishness and desire to exploit the Mother Earth are reflected in the lines of the poem. The poet incites the man to pull out all the water from the well of life without caring about the other people around him. He has the means, the rope, the wheel, and the axle, to draw all the water for himself. Even when he reaches the rock bottom of the well of life, he has to grope for water with the gripping iron. After all, for him, V stands for victory and has to achieve success. Man has to split the atom and reach the nucleus of it to gain energy inside the atom. He should acquire God's arrow and aim at destroying God's world, which is yet to be born or which is in the early stages of development before birth. The poet incites man to do something, since idle men are burdens on the land. The poet wants man to do something to lighten the burden of Mother Earth. He declares that all this is natural, right, and necessary. So, what is the central idea of the whole poem? Do something, brother, is that idle men are burdens on the land. The modern man has a tendency of being up and doing without any concern about the consequences of his thoughtless actions. So, according to the poet, a man is violent by nature. Man does destructive actions. The poet warns man that he is a man and he should do the action. So, man is life threatening while nature is life giving. According to the poet, there are only two options available to man: to do or die. He has no third option, only two options: either to do or to die. So the poet incites man